SwimOutlet.com delivers the best online shopping experience. With an extensive selection and the lowest prices, you're guaranteed to find the product you need. Here's what you get. Free shipping on all orders over $49. Free 1 to 2 day shipping on all orders over $99. All orders placed by 6 p.m. ship out the same day. Shop at SwimOutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop.
This is the Morning Swim Show for July 23rd, 2012. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias. The NCAA is going international. Fraser University, located in Vancouver, Canada, is soon to be the first school outside the U.S. to compete in the NCAA. With us now with more information is head coach of Fraser, Liam Donnelly. Liam, thanks for joining us today.
Not a problem. Pleasure to be here.
So you're actually out at the Canadian Summer Nationals. It's about to start here any day. How's it going out there?
Well, so far so good. The competition gets started tomorrow, so that's when we'll kind of get rolling. That's obviously pre-Olympics, so we can focus on our national championships for now, and really looking forward to it.
So you actually have a really great turnout out there. 12 athletes from Fraser you mentioned earlier, but representing their club teams is. How are they feeling in the water right now?
I think everybody's ready to go. They are really excited. The national championship's always the biggest meet in the country, 2 per year. So we're really excited about the Summer Nationals, and we're not only looking at the athletes that we have in our program, but we're also looking at the recruits and the prospects for the coming year and coming years.
Well, I definitely think with the Olympics coming up in just over a week that there's some extra excitement on that pool deck. But speaking of your program, Fraser doing some really big things in the sport, making the move, hopefully official soon to the NCAA. Why don't you give us a little background there, as obviously NCAA doesn't have any schools outside of the U.S., but Fraser is on the cusp of being the first. So why don't you give us some more information on how that came about?
Absolutely. Since the history of SFU in the 1960s, we've wanted to be a little bit different in Canada. We've looked north-south for our competition. There's the level of competition and play in the United States is, quite frankly, the best in the world, and we've wanted to always be a part of that. We've got a base with our Canadian education. We've got roots in Canada. However, from an athletic perspective, we've always wanted to be a part of the U.S. We've been historically in the NAIA, which is the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. But now with this opportunity to move into the NCAA in Division II, our entire university is very excited with this move.
All right, so you'll be making the move hopefully into the Greater Northwest Conference, which is a Division II. So how is this going to impact your training, your traveling, your conference schedule?
For the sport, the team sports we've already been in for the last 3 years. Of course, this past year was our provisional year, and we've been competing fully within the conference. So that we're looking to get over this provisional year hurdle and move into our full membership year, which in the coming year. There's one final vote on August 1st, provided we receive support in that vote. We look forward to being full members. From a swimming and diving perspective, there's only one other school within our conference currently that supports swimming and diving, and that's University of Alaska Fairbanks. We have been up to Fairbanks with our women's team, as they only have women. They don't have the men's swimming and diving, and they've come back down, and we're doing that again this coming year. But it really opens us up. In swimming and diving, you can qualify for the championships by virtue of your performance, so your times. So we look to an NCAA schedule. We're including more. We're down in UCLA this year, competing with them. We've got Seattle University, which is Division I, just 2.5 hours south of us. We're dueling them twice this year. So we're a little bit more inclusive in the NCAA schedule, looking at dual meets throughout the United States.
Well, that definitely helps, being able to qualify time-wise. I'm sure that will have a much different impact on those other sports, football, volleyball, that type of thing. But what was the general reaction of the athletes when this has been such a long, drawn-out process? It takes multiple years for it to finally happen. What was the general reaction of the athletes that are actually on the team and going to be able to experience that transition?
Well, last year was our toughest year. Last year we had no national championships at all. We were excluded from the NCAA nationals, which we were we were in the process of leaving. We were not yet permitted to compete in the NCAA at a championship level. That was a tough year, so real tough for particularly our seniors, of course. Now, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, anybody coming in, they're extremely excited about the opportunities and possibilities ahead of us. So, from that perspective, and across the nation in Canada right now, a lot of the recruits are very excited about the opportunity of joining SFU. Because we are looking at membership within the NCAA, and the NCAA is the organization of university athletics in the world. It is the best. So everyone is quite excited about our membership and moving forward. And the athletes, as I said, the seniors had a real tough time with it, but they're looking at the big picture too. And people in our program, I think there's so much excitement over the last couple of years. They're very much looking forward to competing within the NCAA.
So how is this transition going to affect recruiting? Like you just said, more students, I'm assuming in Canada, are more interested because you're making that NCAA transition. But are you going to see any crossover now that you're tapping into the U.S. market that could potentially come out to Canada?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, certainly the senior swimmers in high school across Canada look to our school. They know our academic reputation. There are some in the United States as well, but there's so many options in the U.S. it's quite difficult. It's a very competitive field of American schools. A lot of them are outstanding academic institutions, and so of course we'll welcome American high school students that are looking at us very seriously. Funny enough, it's opened up quite a bit of Europe. There's certainly a lot of swimmers across Europe and in Asia that are aware of our school from an academic point of view and are very aware of the NCAA and the opportunities in the NCAA. So, worldwide, I think it's made definitely a bit of a difference on our recruiting.
Well, I definitely think there's some big things on the horizon for Simon Fraser. Thank you for filling us in on those details, and we're definitely excited to hopefully be following you guys at the Division II Nationals next year. Thanks for joining us, Liam.
Thank you very much.
That will conclude today's morning swim show. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with all the latest stories. We are only days away from the 2012 Olympic Games. Join us again for tomorrow's show, which will feature a preview of what's to come in London. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias. Thanks for watching.